to leave in 15 minutes. Come on in. And this one is such an exceptional time because the lady that was in the middle of all of it at the very beginning, Tina Barnes, is here to present. So this is very special. Mandy? Bonnie will tell you where to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, did good work.
Mandy, I have the pleasure of introducing you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
And I have something for you to hold on to so you won't pass out.
Let me kind of kick things off by saying it's a special honor to have Tina Barnes Carraher with us this morning. You just met, and we're delighted to honor you, but especially glad that she could be here to help us honor you. Tina's Daisy Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit. She serves on the board of directors, and she's also part of day-to-day operations for the Daisy Foundation. Her husband, Patrick, and she were the co-founders. They're vice president and now regional program director as well. Her husband is. So we're very pleased that she's able to be here as part of that foundation, where the J. Patrick Barnes grants for nursing research and evidence-based projects are all supported by that foundation. Patrick was a very inquisitive person by nature. He loved to collect information, and you will never know when or how he would find it to constructively start a conversation. So he used trivial pursuit as one of his enjoyments in life, and that sounds very fitting. So it's fitting that in his memory they support nurses and clinical services throughout this country through inquisitiveness and curiosity about patient care. So this is a special honor for us to have Tina. I want to welcome her and thank her for being part of this celebration for you and in your honor. Congratulations.
Thank you. I will tell you really quickly from the family's point of view why we do what we do and kind of the history behind DAISY. DAISY is an acronym for diseases attacking the immune system, and my family and I started this almost 14 years ago after my husband Patrick passed away from complications of ITP. So the name of the foundation ties back to the condition he passed away from. We wanted to do something in his memory. We really wanted to turn our grief into something positive, but given the outcome, there wasn't a whole lot of positive things, except for multiple conversations we had in the 2 different facilities that took care of him, and that was his nurses. He received wonderful medical care. The doctors were great, but it was the nurses who were with us day in and day out, holding our hand, being our advocate, explaining things in terms we could understand, taking care of the whole family, which was really important to me because we had just had our first child 6 weeks prior to his illness. So I was a first-time mom. I wanted to be home with the baby. I wanted to be at the hospital with him. He was in ICU. I couldn't bring the baby with me. It was just a very devastating, chaotic time, and the nurses really took care of me. We just witnessed nurses going above and beyond, and we really didn't think they were getting the recognition they deserved. So we started the DAISY Award as a way to thank, recognize, and celebrate nurses. The 2 hospitals that took care of him were the first 2 DAISY hospitals. And now, almost 14 years later, the program is in almost 1,600 facilities. That's across the United States and in 9 countries. I can't even believe DAISY has gone international. So it just shows that there was a need for this, and every time another hospital signs on to implement our program, that many more nurses are being recognized, that many more stories are being told, whether it's the recipient or the nurses who are nominated. It's the stories that are being told by your patients' families, your coworkers, your physicians, of the amazing work that you do day in and day out. We've met so many nurses, and they're the first ones to say, I didn't do anything special, I was just doing my job, and we just want you to know you're special because you're a nurse, every single one of you, and every day you come to work you make a difference. It can be something small, it can be something big, but you do amazing work, and we hope that you all realize that. So congratulations, I can't wait to hear the nomination, and then we have some
Mandy's a great nurse. We all know that here in the ER, and she was nominated by several different people. But I was going to read just a short one from upstairs from Candace Allen. It's one of our med-surg nurses, and she had just written that this is part of her nomination. Mandy is always upbeat and compassionate about her patients when bringing patients to med-surg. Mandy's report is always accurate and complete. When patients arrive, they are clean and well aware of their plan of care. So that was part of it. And then we've got a couple other people that'll read their nominations too.
Sherry will read hers.
I'll be here for you.
Somebody be with me.
Yes, I am. I'm going to stand with her.
My dad, he had been very sick for the last couple of years. He would have to come to the ER to be seen a lot, and most of the time he had to be admitted. My dad loved it when Mandy was working because he loved talking to her about farming and other stuff. We couldn't get my dad to eat one day, and Mandy come in and was able to get him to eat. And let's see, on Friday, March the 1st, my dad come to the ER for the last time. Mandy was his nurse, and she took care of him and my family. She did everything she could to make him feel comfortable and to make us feel comfortable. We had to admit him in the hospital room that afternoon. When she brought him upstairs and she was telling him bye for the last time, she started crying. She came back after she got off to see him and check on us. My dad passed away Sunday, and when I called Mandy, she came right up and to check on us and make sure that we were all okay if we needed anything. Mandy has a heart of gold, and she takes care of her patients. And Angel Medical Center is very blessed to have great nurses that help take care of my daddy, but Mandy's the one that stood out the most. And I wanted to thank her for taking care of him and us.
I told you to be
Needles for some people, no matter what age, creates a lot of anxiety and trauma, and my daughter is one of those people. Mandy took time and patience and dealt with each visit for us and made things go as smooth as possible with her, and I truly am thankful for this. I have told Mandy many times how grateful I was knowing she was there each time we were here and took my daughter as a patient. Mandy also made time to put an IV in for her when she had a scan and then came down to the same day for her IV for her surgery. This was very much appreciated, so I would like to nominate her for the Daisy Award that she so deserves.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I have your award certificate, which I would like to read. From Mandy. In deep appreciation of all you do, who you are, and the incredibly meaningful difference you make in the lives of so many people. This is your certificate. We also have a Daisy pin. Mark and Bonnie Barnes, which is Patrick's dad and stepmom, live in California. They've been the driving force behind Daisy and still are. Bonnie's our president. Mark handles all of our supplies and inventory. And they noticed many years ago that nurses receive pins as a form of recognition. So we have our own Daisy pin, and it says, "Wear it proudly, you deserve it." You're welcome. And then we have this sculpture, which we have named A Healer's Touch, because Mark and Bonnie found this years ago in a gallery and felt like it symbolized the relationship between a nurse and his or her patient. Long story short, at first they worked with the gallery to get these sculptures because they are made in Africa, in Zimbabwe, and now we have a middle person, if you will, that helps us get these from Zimbabwe because there's a tribe that hand carves these for us. There's about 14 artists in Zimbabwe, and they're so grateful for the work because the situation in Zimbabwe has been dire for a long time. High unemployment rate, no tourism. So the fact that they are getting income for sculpting these, they really appreciate it. They will write us letters thanking us for keeping a roof over their head, for sustaining their family, and I always say it's because of what nurses are doing, reaching around the world and helping this tribe. It's because of what you do. Interestingly, they feel about their healers as we feel about nurses, and that is that they're treasures to their community. So this is your own unique Healer's Touch. It's signed by the artist. That's for you. You're welcome. And then you have that beautiful cart over there that has the cinnamon rolls. And I like to just, I don't know if you all have heard the story of why. I know that Cinnabon and healthcare are not a natural fit. But there is a true story behind it. And that is that Patrick had a huge sweet tooth. And he really loved Cinnabons. And his dad was going to see him one day, who also loves Cinnabons, and got a cinnamon roll for himself. And went into Patrick's room, and Pat said, "Hey, can I have a bite?" and ate the whole thing. So Mark was a little miffed, but we were excited that Patrick was amazing. And he said, tomorrow, please bring me my own cinnamon roll and bring enough for all of my nurses. So we came in with all these boxes, everybody was happy. And later that day, they started packing Patrick up to move him to a different room. So, okay, so we left for a little while, came back. Well, he was in this corner room. It was like a corner suite. He had a big screen TV, a couch. It was like a hotel room. And we joked that the Cinnabons moved his name to the top. So because of that, we contacted them to help us provide Cinnabons, and if you don't have a Cinnabon nearby, a cinnamon type treat to serve, because it was one of Pat's most favorite treats, so it was a treat we want to share with all nurses. So please enjoy that, and I love that card. Take a picture of it, it's great. And for my part, I just want to say congratulations and thank you to everybody for choosing nursing as a career, and thank you for everything you do, especially for your patients and families, because I know coming from that side of it, it really, and you know this, it makes a humongous difference. So thank you, and I'll turn it back to anyone else at Angel.
Now, I have to tell a little story about Mandy. Her son and she and one of his friends are some of our favorite high school Friday night buddies. And this is in all sincerity and very appropriate on Boss's Day. The other night on the football field, the guys were having just a terrific time playing, and I looked over at Mandy, and he looked back at me and said, what do you do?
my nephew.
Your nephew.
My sister's.
Your nephew. Oh, so it's your son. I'm sorry. So he said, what do you do? And I said, well, actually, I work for her. And I think on Boss's Day, what a more appropriate thing than to say that I work for her. He looked up at her and said, you're the boss. So we had a great time with that last Friday night, a couple Friday nights ago on the football field. But congratulations from all of us.
Thank you very much.
You are the boss, all of our caregivers. And we appreciate everything that you do every day to take care of our patients and their families, and how much that means to all of us. And again, congratulations from all of us. And thank you, Tina, for personalizing this in such a special way.